I am Shea Pegues. I am from Saginaw, Michigan. I currently live in Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm the owner of IDAP Solutions along with Uniform Fast. So just here to tell y'all a little bit of what it is as far as an entrepreneur. I've straddled the fence. I've worked for corporate America. I worked for my parents. I really couldn't truly appreciate working for my family until I worked for somebody else, and understanding for them it's business, is not personal, and at any given time, there is no such thing as job security. As much as people feel like they are secure in their situation, you could even look at the people in Enron who felt like they had a 401k plan. Their life was planned out, and then one day they woke up and everything was gone. So for me, I just don't play well with others when it comes to working for somebody. So I just decided to work for myself. And for those people who think it's so glamorous and it's so wonderful and I can just make my own schedule and my own hours, it is truly, I am ran by my business, period. I don't make up any times. It is all about discipline. You have to have a lot of self-control, and that's just what it is, No different. There's nobody here to tell me that I need to be here at 9 o'clock in the morning. There's nobody that's going to reprimand me if I don't get a job done. If I don't get a job done, I don't get the check, and that's just what it is. If I'm not here early enough in the day, I probably am going to be here through the night, and even if I am here early, it's Murphy's Law. If anything happen, or if anything can happen, it will happen. So I'll probably be here throughout the night anyway, no matter what time I get up. And just humble beginnings. I moved here in Atlanta because I want the pursuit of the dream of what everybody talks about when it comes down to entrepreneurship. Atlanta was the land of getting to the money, for lack of a better word. And when I moved here to pursue my dream, I had invented a medical device. The market crashed. The big three was going south. Well, at the time, as everybody thinks it goes, because Ford took the buyout years earlier, GM and Chrysler was tanking. And the housing market crashed in 2008. And my mom told me, don't come back. She had my son, and she was going to have me covered. Just get to the reason why you came to Atlanta. So for me, it was no partying. I wanted my son and my parents to understand that I didn't come to Atlanta to kick it. I came on a mission. And 11 years later, every seed that I planted, every relationship that I cultivated, everything I sacrificed is now coming full circle.
So let me stop you right there. So what's the importance of relationships?
The importance of relationships is really to make sure you don't burn them. Try to leave something intact. There'll be some situations where you can pretty much assess who you're dealing with. And as I like to say, if it comes down to it, I'll burn the bridge and scorch the ground around it so nothing can grow. There'll never be another double back. But that is carefully planned and executed. And I'm also thinking about all the different ripple effects that'll go down when I do possibly end the relationship. So for me, just keeping relationships intact, not getting, I just had somebody who I considered an associate to get upset because I didn't promote their business, or as so they thought, and why don't all these friends that I have that is in media, whether it's radio or television, they aren't talking my business on the radio. And for me, I told her I don't need that. What I have is secondhand compliments, or you never see these people walking big checks. When I say big check, big clients into my shop. So they don't have to put me on their social media. They don't have to talk about me on the radio. I just know when they think about me, they walk the right people through the door rather than me try to vet or sift through a mass of people who may just be trying to be nosy. So, I mean, I just know how to build relationships. I know how to sit in the corner quietly and watch the room move and know who to talk to as opposed to jumping up and just talking to any and everybody.
Okay. So, one thing, when I met you in Saginaw that day, we talked about, and I asked you about stunting for social media, the lifestyle. People make it seem like everything's glamorous, but they're really not making money. And you shared something that kind of stuck with me was that your bills got to be paid.
Yeah.
Your business, you want to take care of people, but you can't always give those 5-finger discounts for people.
Yeah. So when you say 5-finger discount, explain to me what you mean.
5-finger discounts is lowballing the price to take care of people.
So I always live by this quote, long after the sweet taste of a cheap price lingers the bitterness of poor quality. So, what winds up happening is if you start out the gate giving somebody some kind of discount, it's like the last thing I said on my IG before it got deleted was it's like giving a baby sweet potatoes after the baby has had peas. It's just difficult to get them to go back to eating peas again. So we always feel like, we're going to lure or bait people in by giving them, these discounts. But who wants to pay full price after you done paid a fraction of the price? We all understand when we shop at the grocery store or we shop at Macy's or Dillard's or whatever that, this discount is for this time only, and we don't state that in our business. People just feel like, well, I mean, you made the deal for this time. Why not next time? Why not keep on? Because obviously if you can afford to give it to me at this price and you still making the money, then why can't you just keep it at this price? So I eliminate all of that. I mean, I don't do contract pricing. It is what it is. And I also understand that, hey, when people say, well, I can get it over here cheaper, well, that might be the best route for you to go. So when they finish meshing your stuff up, you can come back over here and the price might go up. That's kind of like my attitude about it. But everybody can't move how I move and handle things how I handle things. But I'm a true believer in getting what you pay for. So that means I got to uphold my end of the deal too. I got to come with a quality product, and things happen. If it's not to your satisfaction, I got to be there in the cut to make sure I come through on the other end.
Okay, so with that, you segue with that. How important it is to do those follow-ups with your clients when there is something incorrect.
So for me, for follow-ups, I mean, for me, I always tell, it's funny in the shop whenever we do anything, everybody's like, did you hear from them? How did they like it? And my attitude is that if they didn't call, they loved it. When they call, that's when I get nervous because it's usually the call is about something that happened and something is wrong. So the one thing that my clients have appreciated is that I don't go ghost on them. I instantly, get on it. The bounce back that I have is, for me, I have to claim it that it's amazing. Like there's no, you got to call me 1,000 times, the save. People initially, they're all nervous that when something goes wrong, can you save them out of the situation? Can you the rebound? And I'm very good at if something go wrong, okay, what do we need to do? Let me ease your woes. What do we need to do to be able to get back on track? And I'll eat whatever happens. I don't mind stepping up and saying, yep, screwed up on that one. How do we move forward?
Okay, so another thing I want to ask you about.
My recovery time.
You did the reality show. What did you take from that? What did you learn? Because some people, they see the outside, they see what's on TV, and they're like, oh, they paid them X amount of dollars. They did what they had to do. Business is booming. Now back to reality. So
I can say this, social media really hasn't, the reality show, and the beauty of the reality show is I just wanted to see what being on a reality show was like, and what better place to be in better company than Oprah Winfrey and Will Packer. For me, the most clean-cut people in the entertainment industry. So if I'm feeling like if they have a reputation to uphold, they're certainly not gonna step out of pocket just for $1. So I felt safe to be under their whole regime as far as entertainment and film is concerned. As far as what reality TV showed, it invited 50,000 people as far as social media followers to be in my life and to tell me, their opinion. At one point in my life, I never cared what people thought about me, how they felt about what I did. I wasn't privy to any of that information. They didn't have a space or a place to be able to tell me if you didn't like me, that was something you had to deal with on your own. But when you have social media and a platform like reality TV, it's basically inviting any and everybody to tell you how they feel about, people so petty, they'll tell me about how they feel about me having baby hair or edges. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you had lipstick on your teeth one day, you'll be sure to hear about it. I can't see well. So sometimes when I'm posting my social media, I might spell a word wrong. And people would be like, you too pretty to be spelling like that. I have bad grammar. Well, shit, who's perfect? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I really don't care. So at one point, just to push back, I would be spelling shit wrong on purpose. Just to ruffle people's feathers. I did not care. But this is what reality TV sets in your lap. And people should be careful what they ask for. I got a spoonful of what people like Beyonce and Cardi B and all these different high-profile celebrities go through just on the small level I was on. And this is what they have to deal with day in, day out. I can get why people be on drugs or, be like Dave Chappelle. They fly to Africa for 3 months to take a break. You are inviting people. So just imagine your peers when you find out, one of your friends or your homeboys or your homegirls or your aunt or somebody is talking trash about you. Now just imagine somebody who you can't put a face or you don't have an address to pull up on you. They just bombarding you with all kind of, negative stuff, always having something to say. It's a bit much. So recently my IG got deleted. And at first I was very upset because it's almost like, you got 50,000 followers. It's almost like somebody took 50 racks out of your pocket. And then I thought about it and I had anxiety. I couldn't sleep for a couple days and there was nobody that I can call and talk to get it straight. And then something came over me. I shouldn't let anything free have that much control over my emotions in my life. And I toy back and forth. I got plenty of opportunity, even with season 2 starting up, to kick up my social media again and get all those followers. And I just don't want to. I want to go back to, old school where, but my business, I don't know about other people's business. For my business, I don't necessarily need social media. All the right people know who I am. All the right people are moving my name around. So I just leave my IDAP Solutions page up, and if you want to see what I do, you can see it on there. But other than that, no, I'm good.
That's very, 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 very insightful. So leave us with some advice that you would give people that's out here transitioning from work life to business life and moving into a big city.
Okay, so don't let the big city swallow you up. Don't get caught up in the hype. It's a bunch of smoke and mirrors. It's a bunch of people who telling you that they doing this, that, and the other. I say it's your race, your pace. Put your blinders on. Don't go looking over the, as they say, see what the Joneses, keeping up with the Joneses. That's what social media is. It got you forever scrolling through and seeing what somebody else doing and trying to keep up, As far as business is concerned, people need to understand whenever you have any type of space, every piece of that real estate within the space needs to be accounted for. It needs to be generating cash. You need to do the math. You just don't, some people overdo it with the over processing, over analyzing this, that, but you do need to know the numbers. If you're in a space at $1,000 a month, you need to know how much you're open 5 days a week. You know, that leaves you with what, 2, 4, 6, 8 days, 22 days that you have to generate so many dollars per day for the space to pay for itself. And then we're not even talking about the $1,000 rent, the utilities you need to project, insurance or whatever else. And you need to understand how much you need to make per day. So you need to do the math. It's not an easy road. It's been 10 years of me planting seeds and talking to people. I had to develop not getting offended when friends don't do business with me. Matter of fact, I don't even want my friends to do business with me because for some reason in me, I feel compelled to discount my prices. I don't know why. It's always been a fight. So I feel better not doing business with my friends. But, you know, what is support? And a lot of people feels like support comes in monetary. Support doesn't necessarily mean monetary. That means me maybe being able to call you at midnight and cry to you that I don't know if I made the right decisions about taking the leap. And I don't agree with Steve Harvey, you know, as far as taking the leap. Have some sense about yourself. Don't quit your day job because you have a dream. It has to be some type of balance. You need to start off working your job, support yourself, and until you feel like you can step off of work and then step out there on living your dream as a business owner. All that BS people be selling to you about just jump off the cliff. Yeah, you jump off the cliff, you definitely hit the bottom, because this having your own business is not for the faint at heart. I mean, there's times when I'm up on a mountain and I'm like, dang, I'm getting it. And then the next day, I might hit the bottom and be like, what happened? You know, it's always, every day is new. And that's what I like about owning my own business. Every day is different. Every day is new. Watching people create stuff and bringing their vision to life, that's what I do. You know, that's what I have going on. And developing stuff, that's what I like doing. So I would be a developer in some kind of way.
Okay. Well, I appreciate your time.
Hey, no problem. It was.
Tell them how to follow in your social media sites.
Oh Lord, let me tell you. So, so hashtag anything you look up on hashtag #2Shea2Touch, but go to IDAP Solutions. That's the best way to follow me. Other than that, hey, for right now, I'm keeping me to myself. I'm separating me from the business, but you can always check out my moves at IDAP Solutions. I love it. And I hope to see you out somewhere. Come visit me sometime. Check me out. Back here. Boom.
That's where the magic happens?
Sweat happens back here. This is where we get to it. It's kind of junky now. We had a big party Saturday. Sometimes Mimi likes to print. You like to print, Mimi? But for the most part, this is how we get down. So we got 2 automatics. These will run about 400 to 600 shirts in an hour when it's properly set up. So with 2 of that, you can get 1,200 to 1,000 shirts in an hour when they run it right. All about what kind of power you got as far as equipment is concerned. But this is it. And then sometimes, if it can go wrong, it will go wrong. I mean, we got to get back to the old school. So the old school, the manual press. Manual press ain't no joke. This will break your back all the way down. So because of this baby right here, that's why instead of getting me a new car, I got that equipment over there. And it's probably done made me more money than a new car ever would. But Warren cuts, we did Jeezy the Snowman. We did some display stuff for him for his event for the BET Awards and his birthday. But these are all the cutting tables, the laminator. We got really any piece of equipment you need as far as saws, table saws, miter saws. But yeah, and back there in that corner is my DTG machine, my $40,000 paperweight. Those are the type of mistakes that happen early in the game. So bought me a piece of equipment, inked it up, all bad. So 40 grand sitting right there doing nothing, but it's part of the game. It's part of the stuff you go through. The wide digital format printers, so when you want to do car wraps and stuff like that, it's basically how it starts off. It gets laminated, be laid down on the car, but this is all the good stuff. And then you got hey
What's going on? What's the business?
With that being said, it's time for y'all to go. I got to get to work and get to the bread.